91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your night. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now.
I'm gonna blow your face out!
On Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. The Saturday Night Soundtrack is underway for the second to last time in the semester, so welcome to it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello. We're here and we're all geared up to do a 6-hour plus program because it's not even
your face.
Because it's not even 5 o'clock yet, so it's like 6 hours and 10 minutes.
You know, 6 hours almost sounds like sex hours.
Yes, Steve. Thank you for pointing that out. It is not 6 hours. It is 6 hours. Although I always used to find funny on Verizon Fios, for whatever reason, on the on-demand menu, I remember when Fast and the Furious 6 came out, it was all over. It was the movie that was getting advertised constantly on the on-demand channel as you were flipping through. And the announcer had that voice, and he was always, at the end, he always sounded like he was saying, Fast and Furious 6. Like, what? Like, that's exactly what it sounded like.
That was deliberate.
I'm sure it was.
Yes.
So call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. We're going to be doing classic rock until 11 o'clock, so you can get anything on you want. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter. At SN Soundtrack. Don't forget about our YouTube channel. If you search for Saturday Night Soundtrack and you filter for channels, we're the first thing that's going to come up there, and live stream, which I don't think we've touted quite enough this year that we need to, because we've got listeners out in Oklahoma and everything else listening to us on there. So livestream.com, it's a website, it's a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. Get it, and all you got to do is search for WBIM, and you can listen to us with no buffering and crystal clear. I've been very happy with live stream in comparison to TuneIn Radio that we were first touting when we first started this journey.
Yep,
and TuneIn Radio sucks.
Yep.
Just get live streaming. That'll do it for you.
Yep.
Ha! Yeah. Speaking of Facebook and Twitter, we got a couple. We haven't done this in a while, so humor me.
Okay,
is that we got a couple of new likes?
Well, there was something interesting this week.
Yeah, there were a couple of interesting things. So the first thing, and I said this in the message that I sent to you and Jared, is that I pay a lot more attention to, and I put a lot more stock in the Facebook likes that we get as opposed to the Twitter followers, because Facebook likes usually tend to be legit. And I still haven't been able to figure out where this one came from, but Becky Brickhouse. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she came from, but we picked her up as a like over the past week.
We still got her.
We still got her. And that's the other thing about Facebook, is that you don't have a tendency to drop off likes, or, like you do with Twitter, where they start following you for a day or two and then they stop. But Becky Brickhouse, I don't know if she's a friend of a listener or if she just happened to pick us up by herself. But either way, whatever the case was, we're happy to have her. And that was our new Facebook like. And our new Twitter like was, now this was the interesting one, Steve. So and we still have it, by the way. So that's
very good.
So Ken Calais, who, if anybody is not aware, Ken Calais is a record producer, and he's been an engineer on several albums. He was a co-producer and an engineer on the Rumors album. From
There's a credit for you.
Fleetwood Mac, of course, from 1977. He worked on other Fleetwood Mac albums too, and I think other albums within that sort of that California scene that was going on. He did Mirage, which was another Fleetwood Mac record.
Yeah.
And if that's not enough credit for anybody, he's also the father of Colby Calais, who sang this song back about 10 years ago now. She's still doing. She still does music. Just none of the songs that she's done has ever really come close to eclipsing the top 20 impact or top 40 impact of this one when it came out almost 10 years ago now. But she's doing her own thing, and good for her, and good for him, and he's a follower now, and we're happy about that. Yeah,
Very happy.
Just to go on my way that I go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Jesus
Here we
Christ.
go. We're just about to lose a follower.
Oh, so long, Ken Calais. It was great having you for a week.
Nice. Yeah.
Continue.
I don't know why you guys allowed it to happen, but it's
I don't know why either, to be totally honest with you. I have control of the buttons and the levels in here and everything, and I still let you talk.
It's interesting to know that you can't capture lightning in the bottle twice.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I celebrate her entire catalog, okay? She's very underrated, and she's got a lot of great songs out there. I'm just saying that that's probably the one that everybody knows.
Bubble Toes is okay.
Is all I'm
Alright
saying.
with the Bubble Toes.
What is Bubble Toes? That's not even the name of the song.
Something like that.
The name of the song is Bubbly.
Doesn't matter.
Why are you looking at Norway?
Oh, my God.
Because it's not my way nor your way.
Oh, you, sir. You.
Oh, man, I am on fire tonight. You know that.
Friggin'
I
great.
did like a bathtub of Coke before I came here.
He didn't disclaim. Well, I don't actually know that because he showed up at my house. Oh, can we tell the story, by the way, real quick before we get into the first block of Classic Rock of the evening?
Go ahead,
So part of this is on me. So I was trying to figure out if we were going to be able to come in here early and do the program or not. And I sent a little feeler out there to try to find out. And I finally found out around noontime that was going to be the case. So that was good. As soon as I found out, I passed the word on to these gentlemen. And, apparently Jared had a more full afternoon than I realized that he had. And he had an appointment that he had to get to in Duxbury for his lodge stuff. And so he calls me, and I figure I've sent you guys a message. Chances are we're probably going to leave my house about 4 o'clock or so, and that's it. Done deal. Great. So I'm sitting there. It's about 3 o'clock or 3:05 or whatever, and I'm working on the program and just wrapping things up. I get a phone call from Jared. And I answer it, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he sounds out of breath. That's the first thing. He sounds out of breath, and he goes, "What? How would? What if I? Do you want me? What if I picked you up now?" Okay, well, I still have like about 5 or 10 minutes of work left to do on the program, but could you wrap it up? Would you be able to wrap that up like now, so I could come pick? I'm still in Plymouth, so I'm in a really big hurry. So I'm like, oh okay, I will do the best that I can.
When he told me that he had more work to do, I growled.
Yeah.
Then he was like, well, I suppose I'll
But the good thing was I didn't really have all that much left to do. It just I picked up the pace. I'm a professional, so I'm able to do this. I picked up the pace of how quickly I needed to get it done, and I just got it done. But then he shows up. I'm still in my slippers. I got to put my shoes on. I got to put my coat on. I got to make sure I got all my stuff. I'm waiting for a text from her because my wife was at work today.
Yep.
I'm waiting for a text from her when she gets home because she's going to be like, "You didn't turn any lights on. You didn't feed any
Let the
pets.
oven off.
You did. You know what I mean? Like, where's the bungee cord for the gate upstairs? I don't know. It's in the dryer someplace. Find it.
Flush the toilet.
You know what I mean?
Number 2.
You left the seat up.
I was kind of actually thinking about that right before we as I was standing at my door, and you were like, "Come on." I'm standing there thinking to myself, well, have I done everything, and do I have everything, and have I left anything in some sort of a disordered mess? What are we pointing at?
I don't know. Something hanging from one of the things in here. I don't know what it is from here.
That sign?
PB&K?
Yeah, we talked about that last week, Steve.
I don't remember. That was last week, sir. That wasn't even last week. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. We haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Either way.
So anyway,
I'm old. I forget.
We were able to get in here in one piece despite the solar glare and everything else as they're driving in here.
Oh, yeah, we're driving down from the street in
It
Duxbury.
was absolutely insane.
And the sun came out, was like, F you!
It was nice to drive in the daylight, though.
It was.
Yes.
It was definitely nice for a change.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into some classic rock, and then we're going to take some requests, hopefully, and whatever else you want.
Callers.
Call 508-531-1303.
Don't be a Trump supporter.
No, that's actually a good point. Don't. I think I've said before on the airwaves that if you're a Trump supporter, I don't want you listening to the program. I stand by that because we'll probably talk some more about him this evening, and the fact that he's an absolute jackass, and everything that he's doing is just
job.
In keeping with what I believed he would do, but at the same time, just absolutely friggin' ridiculous.
I enjoyed that the next 4 years is that this is all we're going to be talking about.
What a disaster. Oh, yeah, that's great. Just an endless party.
I hate my life.
Give us a call, 508-531-1303. First classic rock block of the evening. You got SNS on BIM.
It's time to dust off some crusty, dirty old relics. Maybe they'll clean some of the records, too, while they're at it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. The Saturday night soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
This is Robin Trower, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Procol Harum was before that, which was a band that Robin Trower had been with for a while. He had joined them right after they released the record that we heard, Wider Shade of Pale. Was with them for a few years, from 67 to about 74 or 71 rather, and just went off on his own. And Red Hot Chili Peppers were before that. Double shot of U2 kicked it off. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Now, was that from Bridge of Sighs?
That was Bridge of Sighs, yes. That has the title track there.
Oh, Trower.
It's
I'd
amazing.
forgotten about him. He's incredible.
Love that song.
And that was a nice segue between Procol and
Yeah, you know, and
done.
it's one of those things where it's like you would think, right, that after, I mean, Wider Shade of Pale, undeniably is their biggest song, but he joined, you know, and you would wonder if they would fizzle out after that, but no, because he joined them right after they put that record out, and he was with them for, like I said, several years past that point, and then just went off on his own. Bridge of Sighs came out in 74. And just that title track just knocks me out every time. It's fantastic.
I haven't played him in years.
Oh, it's great.
That was so nice to hear again.
There are songs that I mean, and it's one of those things, right, where there's songs every once in a while I hear a song and I realize that it's him, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that one, or I forgot about that one, and Bridge of Sighs just happens to be one of those. It comes up every once in a while, and it's like, oh, cool, I'll play this.
He did a collaboration with somebody on another really good album. I can't remember what it was now. I'm going to have to Google it.
Yeah, Google it.
Yes.
Hey, you get your phone. You have your own phone this time so that you can Google, right?
Yes.
Because a couple of weeks ago, was it a couple of weeks ago when the show that we did where you had your wife's phone?
2 months ago, Rob.
It feels like it at this point. It could have been
time ago.
Get with it, man.
Could have been, as far as I know. I don't know.
No, I've got my phone back.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Once again, like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. And what's this ridiculousness that I'm hearing about that General Petraeus is being considered for a cabinet nomination, right?
You know, how can that happen?
Okay, right. Yes.
When he's under probation.
Okay. He's under probation, yes.
But then again, Mateus, is it? The other guy? The other nut job?
Yeah.
Matisse?
Yes, Matisse, yes.
He's under consideration as well, but he hasn't left the military for 7 years yet, and by law, you can't go into government until 7 years has passed. So they're going to try and change the laws now to allow that nut job to be able to...
Yeah, but you know why? Because that's what dictators do, is they change the laws a little by little, enough so that it suits their fancy,
Yes.
and then pretty much, oh crap, they run everything, and then that's just where it's going.
Well, the other side of it is that this guy's already been falling off on all the things that he was running on. I'm going to put a wall around, maybe just a fence, maybe just a little, a chicken wire fence,
you
maybe.
didn't see the rally 2 nights ago?
No.
Oh, crap. He had a huge campaign rally 2 nights ago where he reintroduced all of those thoughts.
Oh, all right.
We're going to put an 8-foot wall up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to get rid of Obamacare immediately.
Well,
41 million people, sorry.
Yeah. And then the whole thing about now everything I had to say is just...
No,
I didn't see no rally.
Now, I had a psychologist on the radio today talking about the fact that he's a habitual liar, like Putin. I mean, there's no difference between the two of them. But
very little.
He
There
talked
is a
about the
little
fact
difference,
that
'cause
people in his
horses,
position
sure.
lie because they expect that people know that they're lying, but they just want to make that statement for whatever reason. It's not like they're going to, carry through with the lie, but I don't understand it. It's like...
Can I raise my hand and just say that my biggest thing about the whole Petraeus deal is let's stop and think about what he's being investigated for. Emails. Isn't that a problem for anyone? Does anyone remember the word emails?
Exactly.
I remember emails right along with WikiLeaks as being in Donald Trump's word bubble cloud of things that he said most frequently during his campaign.
Absolutely.
Emails. Petraeus just emails top secret things to his mistress? That's not a problem.
No.
That's not a problem. I was very impressed. with him. Shut the F up. You are absolutely, oh my God. What an idiot.
Oh,
what an
that's
absolute
politics for you. That's politics.
And then Taiwan, of course. Oh, my gosh.
What the hell happened with Taiwan?
Yeah, please fill us in because I don't know
Where
about
the
this
hell
either.
have I feel
Oh,
like
my
I've
God. 2 days ago, he got in contact.
Don't start with 2 days ago, sir, and rub it in.
He got in contact with the president of Taiwan. Now, whether he called him or he called him is under question right now.
It was the wrong number.
But this is a pact that we've had with China since 1979. Both Bushes, Clinton, Obama, whoever has been president since 1979 went along with the pact of no contact with Taiwan because we're in for one China. So now he's just pissed off the whole of China because he made contact with the Taiwan. But then we find out that he wants to open a hotel in Taiwan.
I'm sure he does.
Business interests?
Sure they're not going to be manufacturing anything over there, though, because we're going to keep all the manufacturing jobs in the U.S., right?
Oh, do you hear about that, though, the carrier thing? Nah.
Why are you such a wealth of news suddenly?
Because I listen to the radio.
You're like a knicker tape of news. Oh, look, the Pats won again. Oh, that's wonderful.
What's a knicker tape? Is that like a ticker tape?
No, Micca tape.
Oh, okay.
No, Pence made a deal with the Carrier Corporation, or the father corporation of Carrier, to pay them a ton of tax incentives to keep only 1/3 of the workforce in this country. Only 1/3. 2/3 are still moving to Mexico.
Yeah, see,
but Trump's able to go up there and say, "I saved these jobs for America."
Well, I mean, when you're a vice president, when you're a vice president of something like that, that the president's going to take.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a president of an association, and my vice president does something really good, and I'm the guy that gets all the accolades for it. So that's just the way that works. But as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, the whole idea of bringing in a workforce here, technology has screwed everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's eaten up. You get a big factory back in here in the States, that's well and good. The problem of it is that those 487 people that used to work there, only 12 people are going to be working at that new factory that has come back.
Yeah.
Because technology has taken over everybody's jobs. So then you start thinking about like an apocalypse scenario, right? In the next like
Don't
20
use the apocalypse word.
No, I'm saying like in the next 20 years or so, as technology continues to further, where are all the people going to be working? Where's the people going to be working?
Service jobs. That's how it's moving.
Yeah, it's all. Everybody's going to be in a service job. We're going to be polishing each other's
service jobs and the type of thing that Rob does. That's the growth in this country.
What, polishing people's nuts?
Yes.
That's just a side profession, sir, that I wish you would not bring up here on the air. That was just supposed to be between us.
I think you need two hands.
They're looking real good. They're looking good.
Just supposed to be between us.
I think.
Just move. That looks like it would hurt. No? Moving all around.
We're just looking for tumors, George.
Just moving the tackle around.
All right, so we're going to get into some more.
Really?
I'm sure this is exactly what all you people tuned in for.
This is what that like lively producer.
People on the campus tuned in. They would get educated.
He's sitting in his leather seat right now. I can't believe I produced rumors to listen to this.
He decided to, because I tweeted out obviously that we were going to be on the air. Guy decides to listen to it. He's like, "Holy God,
man! I thought they were going to play rumors."
He's only been following us for a couple of weeks because we haven't been on the air. So.
He hasn't been following us for a couple of weeks. It's been like 5 days.
Okay, 5 days.
Yeah, we still haven't been here for 2 weeks.
Right.
So he's sitting there with his giant Cuban cigar and his leather seat. I thought they were going to play rumors 24/7.
It seemed to me like they were.
Rebecca, what happened?
Seemed like they were a rumors kind of crowd. What's all this Trump BS?
Yeah.
What's all this political stuff? Why is it so serious?
I voted for him.
It's a Saturday night. Holy crap! Why is it so serious?
Let's not get so serious anymore.
Yeah.
No, we're funny about it.
You know what I found out?
Yeah.
What?
I found out that it is 100% legal to own a penguin.
In Massachusetts?
In Massachusetts, you can own a penguin.
Do you have to have like an ice rink or something?
No, the only stipulation that you have to have with that is that you have to have What am I missing?
I don't know. Do you have to have an ice rink? Just struck me funny.
No, yeah. The only thing that you need is you need to have proof that you have climate changes.
Oh, okay.
So like
they're pretty clever. They've got individual personalities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I found out that you can purchase a penguin.
I'm gonna get one tomorrow. You think the wife will like that?
I think she might dig it.
Maybe will they get on with the cats?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Is it one of those things that you're going to have to get past the wife? Hope she doesn't notice this penguin.
She won't notice the penguin running around.
I'll keep it in the bathroom.
Like, what the hell was that? It's a penguin.
Is that the noise they make?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I
All I know is that they fall down a lot, and for that, I sympathize with them.
No, they also dance.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen the documentary Happy Feet?
No. You're a bastard. You're such a...
I've been on a fire all week. It's wonderful.
Somebody please put him out
Oh, no, I like it.
sooner rather than later.
No, I actually researched the sound that they make, so that way when I knew I was going to come in here and tell the story that they're...
Oh, good.
So I made sure that that's the right
I also like your decision-making process when you're like, hey, where exactly should I fit this bit in? Oh, we just talked about something serious with Donald Trump. Penguins.
Penguins right there.
The
You
way
can
your
own one.
The way your brain
He
works.
kind of looks a little like a penguin.
I don't remember. Flapping all around.
Oh, man.
Friggin'
We're
idiot.
sorry to anybody that has that that is stricken with that disease.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we feel sorry for you.
You know,
Well, but, I mean, we empathize.
Although I did hear, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
I heard a lady being interviewed on NPR this week, yesterday, in fact, with Tourette's. She's a stand-up comedian, and she brings the fact that she has Tourette's into her act, and her word is biscuits. So, like, every 4 or 5 words while she was talking and being interviewed, it was biscuits.
Nice.
Biscuits. And she thumped her chest. So every 2 or 3 minutes, you get this sound. I couldn't listen to it in the end. It was quite disturbing.
Steve, where's your heart?
It was biscuits.
Like it sounds hollow in there, and I feel like
Hers sounded hollow, too.
oh,
Okay.
oh, here we go.
another block of classic rock coming up.
Rock and roll.
Let us know what you want to hear. 508-531-1303. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, and Alice Cooper all coming up. You got SNS on BIM.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
So that's about as epic Neil Young as you can get. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Cowgirl in the Sand. Had a double shot of Leonard Skinner before that. Heard from Heart as well, Alice Cooper, Jimi Hendrix, and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Rob Hicks, Jared Varbetta, Steve Rimmer. And playing out...
Nice mix.
Yeah, thank you. Playing Alice Cooper in that last block reminded me, do you still listen to his show on the way home from here?
I do.
I haven't heard it in the longest time because this guy's like my wife. He doesn't turn the radio on. He just wants to talk.
The only awkward thing about the time I get in the car to leave here and go home,
Yeah.
he takes a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
So I only hear him speak once, and then he usually does, he doesn't call it deep track.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean,
You know
and
what
I
I mean?
can't remember what he calls it either.
So I usually hear that, but then I'm home. So I don't hear
there
a
you
lot
go.
of his stories and a lot of the banter
Right.
that he does about the bands that he knew.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Usually, I remember that there are times that I've listened to it closer to midnight, where when he's ready to wrap up the show, he'll do like an email. He'll read out an email or something like that, for things that have been submitted to him. Usually, he does. I can't think of. There's a couple of different segments that he does. He does. I know he does Cooper's covers, and there's one other thing that he does, and I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's always good stuff.
It
And
is.
I think his show is on. I believe it's 9 to midnight.
Yeah.
Don't
Now, is it
listen
only-
to it. Just listen to us. But,
Is it only
you
on
know.
Saturday, though? Or?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they always announce it as being the Saturday version.
Yeah, I think the thing is, because obviously it's all pre-recorded, and
Yeah.
I think in some markets he may do some shows for other stations that are
Okay.
broadcast during the week.
That makes sense.
But for ZLX, which is where Alice Cooper is on, he only does it from his show is on 9 to midnight on Saturdays.
Right.
So you can listen to him during the break while we're not on.
Yes.
When we're on, you're going to want to listen to us.
Of course you are.
We're going to be on
Because
until
we play good stuff.
Yeah, we'll be on until 11 o'clock tonight, and we'll be taking your requests, and we're live. So give us a call.
Can I just say happy birthday, Ozzy?
Yes, happy. How old is he?
68.
Oh.
We were having a discussion about it earlier.
Yeah, we
yeah.
thought he was 86 at first.
No, there was no we. You thought he was. I was like, I think he's 76.
I have numerical dyslexia. I'm
I
sorry.
knew he wasn't that old, but at the same time, it seems like he's been around forever. And obviously, you see and hear him talking. He sounds old.
Yeah, well, he sounded old since he was like 13.
Well, yeah.
What age was he when he recorded the first Black Sabbath album, then?
I want to say he was 22.
Really? Okay. So, 44 years ago?
Yeah, so I mean that kind of lines up.
I can't do the math on that one.
But you got to think about it too. He was also in Earth beforehand.
That's true. That's true. Yep.
That's a deep way of putting it.
What are you laughing about?
He was on Earth beforehand.
No, in Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that he was. I didn't know
Don't
what
make
you.
me get up from my chair to punch you.
Hey, speaking of getting up from your chair, and I haven't been bringing this up on the air very often, but I was just wondering when we were ordering the food because my interest
After this.
my interest is more in what comes after the food because Jared has brought
yes.
something with him.
Oh, yes.
That we're very excited to take part in. What he told me on the way into the program specifically was that he had something for the both of us.
It was big.
And when we got here, he was going to take it out, and we were just going to want to put our mouths around it. I wholeheartedly disagreed with him until we
On
got
my
here.
behalf as well, I hope.
And then he showed it to me, and I was like, well, I stand corrected, sir. I want that in my mouth right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's an Oreo Big Crunch Bar.
Yeah, and we talked about this on the show a couple of weeks back,
Yes.
and we were a little bit bummed that it turned out that it didn't look like it was going to be available in stores around here for a while.
Oh, it is, though.
But Jared has managed to procure. I almost
No,
said a copy. Jared has managed to procure one of them, and the thing is huge too. How big is it?
It is.
How many pounds? It's got to be half a pound.
No, it's actually 10.5 ounces.
Oh, so it's almost 3/4 of a pound.
Right.
Yeah.
That's impressive, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's got a lot of weight to it.
That's over 4 ounces. No, 3.33 ounces a piece that we can partake in after
Pretty much.
after the meal.
He,
It's 5 pieces each.
It's called a Big Crunch Bar.
Yeah.
when I was in there earlier, he said he kept touching it.
Can I describe it?
Yeah.
It's basically an Oreo cookie that has the cream on either side of it and then covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, with milk or chocolate.
Yeah, and a few people out there,
And milk or chocolate from Austria.
Austria.
if you people out there wish you had one of these, well, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
And because we got it and you don't, so nah.
We'll just be fat nerds up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll try.
eat my chocolate. Screw diabetes.
I like how he's like, we will just be fat nerds up here, like we have. Well, Steve's not.
No, you know what, though? That last doctor's visit, they told me to cut out salt, and I've been trying to do that. And you know how boring that is?
Yes,
I do.
I do.
Because I
also.
tried doing a salt diet. Look, I'm talking like a nerd already on the phone.
Yeah.
Because of my
fine.
vertigo. I tried cooling it off on it because I thought the salt might have been that. And
That didn't last very long, did it?
No, it was. I was like, no one's gonna not.
No, my
eat
favourite
salt.
snack right now is salt, rice. What do they call the little crackers? Salt rice.
Saltines?
Oh, the salt.
No, they're salt rice crackers. They're so thin and they crunch so well with Stilton cheese on them.
Yeah, we call that saltines over here.
They're not saltines though. They're completely different from saltines.
He's about to smack you in the.
Yeah.
He's going to smack you in the beard.
They're round and
They are not
white.
saltines, sir.
They're round?
They're
Oh, so
round
they're like water
and
crackers.
they're white, but they're so crunchy and they're very, very thin. But they've got salt encrusted.
I know
on them.
I think I know what he means.
Oh.
Water crackers.
Yeah,
Yeah, water
That's-
crackers.
yeah.
No,
Like
they're
yours-
salt.
Except
rice
water crackers.
God, damn it.
Water crackers don't have salt on them though.
No,
Water crackers are
these
very
have
plain.
salt on them.
I know that would be
I'm bringing them in next week.
Okay,
that'd be counterintuitive.
take this level down a tad for Steve for a change, which is weird.
Let's have a loudness war.
Oh, I know.
Steve and I, huh?
I'm sitting here listening to the radio and they're just yelling at each other talking about crackers and their chocolate and how they're fat.
And they're sitting there talking about how Trump's a racist.
Only one of us in this studio is not fat, and it's the guy talking about his water crackers.
Yeah.
So,
So what that used for, Steve?
in case anybody wonders what's going on, Steve brought in a record cleaner. It's one of those big old brushes. I remember my grandparents had one of those.
Oh, yeah.
That was just
Patented.
just for brushing off the old vinyl records and everything like that. Well, Steve just felt the need to brush his face with
It
it.
also
I'm going to use
collects
it later on the
static.
records, though.
It also collects the static off the record
Yes.
too. So.
I remember my grandparents way back when they had one of those record players that would have like the little little brush on the front.
I remember those.
Yeah, and it was an automatic record player. When I was 5 years old, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because the thing would have the little record there, and the little arm would come over and go and knock the record down, and then
Oh, yes.
needle would drop on there. You get the little brush on there. It was fantastic, and the thing looked like it. And obviously it's my grandparents, so I mean, you're talking. The thing was like a piece of furniture, like TVs used to be back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a huge thing, and it just looked like furniture, and it's retro and great.
Yes.
Fantastic. And the speaker was just like this big monstrous thing down at the bottom, but that again looked like it was just like fabric because they made it. The whole thing. God forbid anybody had anything that looked like actual electronics.
No.
Apparently, back in the day, everybody wanted everything to look like their furniture.
Exactly.
I don't want anything to look like it's technologically advanced.
No newfangled
Don't
crap
want
in here.
any of that.
No.
Get that out of here. Make that look like my sofa. Oh, okay.
My parents had something called a radiogram.
What is that?
It was a turntable. It had speakers on the sides, but it had a radio inside it as well.
okay.
But it was like a lid that lifted up, so it looked like furniture until you lifted the lid up.
There you go.
And they called it a radiogram.
Because the idea was
Gramophone.
Like, they thought gramophones are great.
Radio
They
gramophone.
don't even need it like a thing. No. They just thought they didn't want the technology in there. Of course, they didn't want like interfaces and
Right.
knobs and buttons and all that other junk that we want now. They wanted to hide all that stuff.
Sure.
So that way, when Georgianne comes over, hey Georgianne, check this out. Whoop. Look at the buttons on that. And that was gone. I can put my foot on that.
It's like in Goodfellas when Lorraine Bracco has the people over to her house and she's like, watch the wall with the rock. And then she hits the button and like the thing the most garish looking wall ever parts. And it's like they've got their reel-to-reel tape machine in there and their 20-inch television and the Betamax VHS player. She's like, the electricians did it special. I don't know why Lorraine Bracco sounds like Mikey D.
Because we miss him.
Yeah, we do.
A little bit.
Not really.
Especially when you see all the garbage all over
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on?
I don't have to worry about getting venereal diseases by sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And with that, let's get into another block of classic rock so we can...
Do you think he gets the radio in the jail?
not in jail, sir. That's not the case.
I think
He still works here just on different nights and in different buildings and basically has a restraining order that's been taken out on our behalf. We didn't ask for a restraining order. He just has one because they don't want him commiserating with us.
I just didn't think that a person of that stature would be allowed within 20, 30 yards of a school.
Yeah, you've said that before. It's there's nothing wrong with Mikey D. Nobody stop spreading rumors. There's nothing wrong. He slacked off a little bit and ended up getting sent to another building. That's basically what happened.
No, I
He
get
was
it.
sent to Coventry.
I know, I get it. He's sticking cameras in girls' rooms and taking photos of them. I get it.
And here we go. REO Speedwagon's coming up.
Well, that kind of links right in there.
And so's Pink Floyd and David Bowie. They're on the next block. You got SNS on BIM.
Got questions? Ask a Freemason. Just make sure you have a comfy chair, plenty of snacks, and at least a few hours to spare for when he actually starts talking. Jared Barbetta is on this Saturday night soundtrack on BIM.
David Bowie, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Pink Floyd was before that. REO Speedwagon. You got Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, and 636.
Woohoo! Woo! 636. Woo! That almost sounds like 636.
Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah.
636. Give us a...
No,
yeah.
Do you guys remember that phone, that kiddie's phone that we used to carry at Target? It was one of those little phones for like a toddler, and you press the buttons and it would say 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then you get to 6, and it definitely said sex. And they recalled it.
Oh, did they really?
They recalled it. Before they recalled it, though, my team bought one
Awesome.
and gave it to me as a gift, and I still have it.
That's great. Can I ask why you haven't brought that in yet so that I could make some sort of soundbite out of it?
I don't know where it is.
Oh, damn it, Steve.
So how do you know you still have it?
Well, because it could be in storage. I know I had it for years, and I kept it for years, but it could well be in storage for all I know. You know what happens in storage. Things just go missing.
I do know what happens in storage. One time I took a girl to a storage shed once.
You did what?
Yeah.
508-531-1303. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. How's your Thanksgiving, guys? Well, we didn't even talk about this because I feel like it's already ages ago.
Oh, it was. It was great, though. I liked it.
Well, that's good. Good.
Yep.
Now, you do the cooking, right?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I mean, the house...
Is this going to be
and
one of those
I-
Steve things where he's like, no? I mean, yes.
Well, no,
but
I do.
no,
some,
I
I
didn't.
do some of it. My
Okay.
sister-in-law does half of it, and I do part
Gotcha.
of the other. But
Okay.
she cooked the ham, she cooked the turkey, and I did some of the veg, and I did the roast potatoes. So it's a nice sit down. I think there was 16 or 17 people.
Wow.
That's small for us.
I went to my parents' house where it's my parents and my grandfather. There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
5 of us. And that's basically it. There was a good sort of side consequence that came off the trip to my parents' house, though. As you know, as you've been following the ongoing saga of us doing our basement and all this, and I've only been doing this because I've been trying to get a new TV for like 2 years now. So the good thing is that when we were over at my parents' house, the discussion about the new TV is sort of kicked up again, and is basically my wife. The good thing is now my wife wants something that's going to, how should I put, go along with the new TV a lot better. So we were at my parents' house, and on their sun porch now they have one of those. One of those, it's like the faux fireplace thing, but they've got a whole entertainment system sort of like built around it.
Okay.
And my parents work at a furniture store, so they basically get this stuff. They see this stuff when it first comes in. They get it, and, they get it at employee discounts and all of that other good stuff. And so they have, it's one of those, and it looks like actual logs at the bottom of the thing. And then we were going home. My wife was like, I really want one of those. So I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, that would be good because we'll get that, and then, we'll have the new TV to go along with it. And I was like, ooh. It's good. So this is continuing to drive this home. Oh, yeah. There's been no pulling back on it, which is basically what
I've seen this technique used before by wives. Yes.
And I mean, in all honesty, I really liked the thing too, so it would do nothing but complement the new TV anyway. Oh, yeah. We were going to need a new stand, and this was the thing. And this was the part that was good. Not only the fact that she's keeping this idea warm, but the fact that I didn't know how to mention to her that we were going to need a new stand regardless.
Exactly.
I didn't know if she understood that or if it was something I was going to have to explain, because the TV stand and the TV that we have were both purchased in 2008.
Yeah.
So nothing that fits with that particular TV is going to fit with this TV. We would not be able to mount it on the same thing that we mounted the old TV on. Steve.
Yes, I got you.
5, 6.
Yes.
So we weren't going to be able to. Yeah, no, we weren't going to be able to mount it on the same thing. So we were going to have to get a new thing regardless. And I hadn't really brought that up because I'm trying to, anything that she needs to know about, I'm sort of bringing up in stages. For example, and I'm doing it very subtly. Like, for example, the conversation came up. Well, what do you want for Christmas? So I threw a couple of, small, not small, but I mean, like,
You know what I do now?
Yeah.
I send things to my wife via Messenger.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do that too. Well, what I did was
things, and
we've got
sites to buy T-shirts.
Please don't mistake anything.
No,
no, it's things that Steve wants.
I want her to purchase for me.
Right.
Yes.
So here's the thing: is that Blu-ray.com exists, and I've got a wish list out there that's absolutely ridiculous on the thing under my regular email, because it's all sorts of. It's basically everything under the sun. That if I had unlimited, cash availability, I would purchase all of these movies. I don't want to put that out as like here's a list of everything I want for Christmas, or pick from this list, because it's like there's a bunch of stuff on there I really could give a crap about. I just have it on the list because I'm like, hey, if I ever had $1 billion, I would want to get all of these things. So what I did was I created a separate account specifically for the movies that I wanted, and I put like 10 or 15 movies on there, and I gave it to my wife and I gave it to my parents, and I was like, here, go to this link. This is everything I want. But on the link, there's like, because my wife hasn't fully grasped what 4K Ultra HD is.
No.
And I don't want her to.
She is a female,
right?
So.
But correct. The problem is, I don't want her knowing that it's a different format technically than Blu-ray, because I don't want her thinking that we're going down a rabbit hole where I'm going to start replacing a whole bunch of old stuff. I mean, for some things I might consider it, but for the most part, it's just a going forward. And what they do is in the 4K Blu-rays that they do now, they do a 4K version and they do a regular Blu-ray. So if you don't have the 4K TV, you can still purchase a 4K. It's like future-proofing, right? If you have a movie that's coming out and eventually you're going to have a 4K TV, get the 4K Blu-ray, because in that is a regular Blu-ray you can watch right now, and then the 4K you can watch down the road.
Yeah.
So there's like 4 or 5 of the 4K ones on my list. And I haven't pointed these out. I just kind of put them out, and I basically said 2 or 3 times, click on the link for the thing. It'll bring you to the exact version that I'm looking for. I didn't say 4K at any point in the conversation. I didn't point it out. I didn't mention it as a new format. I just basically said, here is eventually what you will want to purchase, and leave it up to them to sort of figure out. Because I know the conversation that'll open up, because I have a feeling that she'll wig out if she knows that 4K is actually something you need new components for. I think she just thinks I want a bigger TV.
Exactly.
And I'm letting her just kind of think that and go with it. And I'll deal with it later. Once the TV's in our living room, it's there.
Exactly.
And then we'll move on from there. I don't think she knows you need a 4K Blu-ray player either. That's a conversation that'll either be had somewhere down the road or never. and I might just slip it in without her. I might just try to put it in without even telling her.
Exactly. You don't think she'll notice?
No. I'll do it while she's asleep.
Okay.
That always works.
Of course it does.
It's only going to take me a few seconds.
Yes.
And then I'll be done.
Yeah.
And then I'll just watch TV. Well, it was great. I mean, we had a conversation again the other day where I'm up in my office working, and that's where all my movies are. And she's sitting there behind me, and she's like watching me work, and then she's looking at her phone, and then she starts looking around on the shelves in my office, and I'm like, I don't really want her looking around here, because then she starts asking ridiculous questions. Case in point, what is Hobo with a Shotgun, and why do we have it on Blu-ray? Well, it's a movie with Rutger Hauer, and we have it because it was available. Mm-hmm. Well, have you watched it yet? Well, no. And she can clearly tell because the wrapping is still on it.
Yep.
She's like, oh, so we really need it. I'm like, is there something you wanted to do? Did you have something you needed to do right now? As opposed to just sitting in here looking at my shelves. Can you please just find something else to do?
Obviously, what she's doing is she's seeing what films you don't have so she could purchase.
She doesn't need it. I gave a list. My list is very specific, and it's been built around particular needs and wants.
See, my problems now are the T-shirts that I buy.
Yes.
I managed to get to the mailbox before she does because I'm home before her.
Yeah.
So I grab them, and they go into my drawers, and that's fine. But then at some point they need to be washed.
Well, it has to surface.
So when it's washed, I have to make sure that it's the day that I do the washing.
Correct.
So I can dry it and put it back in the drawer again.
Absolutely.
She doesn't even know
that
I've got new T-shirts.
And that's the thing is that remember I told you that I was waiting for the Doors T-shirt that I wore a couple of weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I didn't intercept that one in time. She got that one.
Oh, this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. This one I got last week.
We were at Kohl's.
She hasn't seen it yet.
We were at Kohl's last week, and I started just looking at I looked at the T-shirt shelves just because I wanted to see if anything new was there. And she said to me, you might be good with T-shirts, I think. I think you might want to slow down on the T-shirts. You can't even close your T-shirt drawer.
Nah, I have two.
Oh, okay. Well, there's like a couple of T-shirts I've now bought that you don't know nothing about, but we'll just leave it at that. How about that?
I've got to stop buying Zappa T-shirts, though. I got way more than I need.
You have a problem, sir.
Uh-huh.
You have a problem that you need to deal with.
They're hooked into me now. They know. They know to send it to me, and
that's
they know
exactly
that I really want it.
Once you order once, man, they're just going to be knocking on your door every time. Hey, we got a new one. Hey, we got a new one. Hey, we got a new one.
Yeah, I sent her a link for a Clockwork Orange one, so I'm hoping that's part of the Christmas gift.
There you go.
Yep. If not, my dilemma is fast approaching again. The gift from England, which is usually a crisp $100 note, and then I've got to find out what I'm going to spend it on.
Yeah.
Last time I got it was April, my birthday, and that was Record Store Day, so it was fine.
Yep, that worked out.
Yep.
I'm excited for next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll do the same thing again.
Yeah, we'll invite Rob, and he'll say that he'll come, and then at the end he'll pull out.
I think he'll come this time.
You know what? I'm more mentally prepared this time, and it wasn't as early as I thought it was going to be.
No.
And I will.
I'm
I'll
not
be
a
there.
crazy
I'll
person.
do it. I have to see this store, so I might as well. This is the only opportunity, probably, that I'll
worth
see
seeing.
it.
It's the best store on the face of this planet.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
That's Bull Moose, by the way, up in Salem, New Hampshire.
What's almost? What's the other one?
Oh, Farr's Bookstore in London.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I haven't been there, so I am. Yeah, I'll admit to this.
There you go.
Whatever. This is the best store.
Deep cut coming up from Steve. Tell us about it.
Which one? PFM?
Yes.
I can't pronounce it. I was just
never works. This never works.
No, apparently Italian progressive rock bands in the 70s had a chance for having very long Italian names. And they said that their thinking behind it was because if it's long enough that it's hard to pronounce, you're not going to forget it once you've learned how to pronounce it.
Suppose that's true.
I never learned how to pronounce this. We always knew them as PFM.
There you go.
But they were one of the few 70s Italian rock bands that made it into the charts in both England and the US. They were on Midnight Special show in this country. And I may have seen them live because they played... They were big during 73 to 79, and they played the Reading Festival during those years, and I went 2 or 3 times, so I might have seen them live, but you don't remember all the bands you see in those days.
That's fantastic.
But it's interesting.
I remember every band I've ever seen because I'm apparently way more sheltered and less experienced than you, sir.
No,
and that's a depressing thing that I'm reminded of every week.
Yeah.
Name of the track is The World Became the World.
That was the title of the album that the track came off as well.
There you go. Album, title.
Yep.
And Steve brought it in, so thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
And here it comes, PFM 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Got SNS on BIM.
Outside my window.
That's Nirvana 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack had Tom Petty before that. Rush kicked the block off with PFM. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer just after 7.
Yeah. So, yeah, we did it again.
What's that?
You know, we always kind of get ahead of the curve.
You're going to have to narrow it down.
We always get ahead of the curve on things.
Okay.
We talk about things months in advance of other bigger radio stations talking about them.
Well, yeah, because we lead the pack.
We did even bigger this time.
Oh.
Okay, the new Rolling Stones release that
Sure.
came out yesterday, was it?
Yep.
It's the first thing that they've ever put out that's purely covers. Mainly blues, but purely covers.
Yep.
Since an EP that they put out in 1964 with a track on it called Round and Round.
Yes.
Which we played on the show.
Which we did play on the show.
Not long ago.
Yeah, we played it back-to-back with the David Bowie version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think their version was called Around and Round.
Yes.
And the Bowie version was called Round and Round.
Right.
So we played that ahead of this album coming out.
Of course we did.
We were ahead of the curve again.
Yeah, and even as far as the Rolling Stones record that's coming out, again with the blues covers, we played Just Your Fool as a yay or nay. I think that was it was within the past month or two.
Yep.
And I mentioned at the time that I thought it was interesting that it turned out, because originally I had heard that the record was coming out, and it seemed odd to me because, again, it was previously all the Rolling Stones have been doing has been putting together greatest hits packages and throwing in one or two new singles to go along with it.
I do have the story behind it.
Okay.
They were in a studio that wasn't new, but new to them, so they were unfamiliar with the space and they weren't quite comfortable.
Okay.
So Mick and Keith said, well, let's just do something we're comfortable with just to get us in the groove. And obviously blues is something we know well.
Right.
And they just started playing the blues. And they recorded the album in 3 days.
There you go.
But they have Stones material coming out at a later time, which they also went. That's what the reason for going in the studio was for in the first place.
And I'm not, I mean, believe me, I'm not complaining about an album full of, because of the couple of tracks that I've heard off the new album is fantastic, are fantastic anyway. What's it? It's Blue and Lonesome, right?
Yes, Blue and Lonesome.
That just came out Friday?
Yes.
Yesterday, rather?
Yep.
So, which would be Friday. But when I first heard about the record, I thought it was going to be original Stone stuff, and then I heard that it was going to be a album full of blues covers, and I was like, well, that's not what I thought it was going to be, but that's interesting nonetheless.
Well, you were correct. It did start off that they were going in to do original Stone stuff, and then they came up with this instead. So,
nice.
yes.
Those guys you can't stop those guys.
No.
I mean, and the thing is, you can't stop those guys, and you don't want to. It's not like some of these acts that continue on long after they should have continued on. AC/DC. And just need to realize when it's time to call it a day. AC/DC. I mean, good for them, because they're doing stuff that just sounds like. I mean, it just sounds great.
Yes.
And again, it's covers, and I'm anxious to hear new stuff that they've actually written. But I'll take an album full of covers all day.
Why is Bill Wyman not with the group anymore? I don't understand this.
I don't actually know.
He's a guy
myself.
called Daryl Jones now, and I tried researching.
Is Daryl Jones a session guy or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot younger than them. He's not in his 70s.
I thought it had something to do with someone sleeping with someone's wife.
Probably.
I'm not sure. It's very covered because I can't find any information.
But you know what? The other thing that I think too is I like them all together, and the fact that they're so cohesive together. I haven't liked necessarily their solo stuff all that much, and I'm looking at you, Keith Richards. He put out that solo record within the past year or so.
Yeah.
Well, that thing was terrible.
Yeah.
You're better. Would you stick with the Stones?
Yeah.
The stuff you're doing with them is fantastic, and you guys all work together as a team, and just keep doing that until you all die. Is pretty much what we're looking for.
I give them 10 years on that one.
Wow, you're giving it. That's given the recent trend of how things are going, and the fact that, have you seen Charlie Watts in an interview lately?
Yeah. Yes, I did actually.
You might not want to give him the full 10, is all I'm saying.
He's just literally a skeleton.
And I'm not saying that, obviously Keith Richards is the big joke, because everyone's like, how the hell is that guy still alive? Yeah. But, when I saw it was a shock to see Charlie Watts on camera in an interview when he was talking about the Trump thing that I just saw that interview a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And I saw him, and I was like, holy God, that's creepy.
Well, he's the elder statesman of the group.
I don't really want to look at it. I just want to... Can I just listen to him?
Yeah. No, he's like the Ringo Starr. He's the older guy. He's the more experienced at the beginning.
Right.
And yet, he's not doing as well as Ringo is.
What's Ringo doing these days?
He's still going. I think he's going back on tour again.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's refused to sign anything, though.
No.
Yeah. He put out a thing. It was a peace of love. But I'm not signing anything anymore.
Oh, that's right. He did that whole stupid... Didn't he do that whole stupid peace and love thing? There was one day, like, was it his birthday or something egotistical like that?
Yeah.
Where at noontime he wanted everyone to say, peace and love, peace and love.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
We're not all going to say peace and love at noon on your birthday. Are you a nutbag? You're lucky people are buying your
name is
records
Ringo Starr,
anymore.
of course he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
there.
that's true. I forgot. Good point, sir. Good
It
point.
always baffled my mind that he wasn't the guy that married Yoko. Because he would seem to me like the guy that would marry Yoko.
I don't think she would have been as attracted to Ringo Starr as she was to John Lennon.
Well, of course,
Slight differences there.
John Lennon had the more money. He had the most writing credits.
And he had the most everything, pretty much. at that
So she's
point.
like, I'll go with the guy with the more money. I'll go with that.
I'll go with that all day long.
I think love might be a part of it too.
No.
You're jaded, sir.
Yeah.
You're so jaded.
I think she was the one that pulled the trigger.
Conspiracy theories with Jared Barbetta.
Yeah, we need a soundtrack for this.
Yeah, something better than what I just did.
I'll do like a weekly bit of just conspiracy theories.
And I'm sure you could.
So wild.
I don't think you would have any difficulty coming up with material.
Nope.
Absolutely
I
not.
got a whole wealth of them.
I'm sure you
You
do.
want more? I got more.
All right, well, another big block of classic rock coming up. Give us your calls, 508-531-1303. And let us know what you want to hear. We're going to kick it off with a double shot of ZZ Top. You get SNS on BIM.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio.
Scrolling through the radio and found you guys, man. Awesome.
Congratulations. Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Hi, Eric Clapton at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Van Halen was before that. Heard from the Talking Heads. Patti Smith, double shot of ZZ Top. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. I've been given official permission from Steve Rimmer telling me that I can actually do this now. I haven't been able to do this for...
No, I haven't watched them all yet.
I understand that, but at least some is better than nothing.
And I did take your point when you said that one of them's kind of dull, and that was the one I fell asleep during.
Yes, there's going to be another one coming up that's going to be also equally as dull.
Oh, really?
It'll be last week's, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So strap yourself in for that.
Yeah, I will.
And make sure that you got... Ooh, food. Yeah. Oh, good. Make sure that you got some snacks or whatever you need for that, and then you'll be good. It's convenient that Jared has left to go take care of our food during this segment because he doesn't care anyway.
No, the Darryl thing. Oh, that was intense.
Yeah, the Darryl thing. So that was so this is how far back Steve is, by the way.
Yes.
I've been holding off on
It's
doing
2 weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's like 3.
Is it 3? Yes, it is.
Because after it was what did you see was it the episode right after the season premiere that you had to pick up with? Was the Darryl one the one right after the season premiere, or was it one after that? I don't even remember.
No, there was the season premiere, then there was the Carol episode.
Oh, the Carol one. That's right.
And then there was Darryl.
That was the last one you had seen.
Yes.
And the Darryl one, how long did it take for you to get this song out of your head after watching the Darryl one?
I know. Oh, my God. I forgot about this. Oh, my God. When he kept turning that damn thing back on again.
Right. Yeah. So he... And the thing I was trying to figure out with this one was whether or not we were supposed to start feeling bad for Dwight.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out because I was trying to figure because they're giving the whole backstory about Dwight and how he came to be following Negan and all that, and the fact that basically there was a whole thing where Negan basically stole his wife and was like, I'm going to humiliate you coming back into the fold, and then but at the same time he's still tormenting Darryl.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to eventually feel bad for him? Because I don't,
and I won't.
unless we haven't gotten to the point where we truly should. But I don't see it happening in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I know, and he's not going to break down.
What was the boring one after this that you?
I don't remember because I fell asleep.
I agree with you that it was boring, but I don't exactly remember what was happening.
You see, I was watching on my day off, and I was trying to get the chores that we were given done in between.
Sure.
So it wasn't like I was not doing anything else.
Right.
And then really when I got tired, I would sit down and turn it on again, and of course that was the worst thing to do.
Right. And then I believe the one after the Darryl one was when we go back to Alexandria and we see Rick basically being like, I'm not the one that's in charge anymore.
Yes, I do remember watching.
And that would be the one, even though it was boring, it would be the one with probably my favorite quote of this entire season so far, which has been, do you realize what just happened? Do you see what just happened? I just slid my down your throat, and you thanked me for it. Did you not see that part?
No, I didn't see that part.
Listen up for that quote from Negan because it's hilarious.
Yep, I will definitely watch that bit. So I've only probably got two to watch then.
We'll torment you with this while you... Yeah, I don't remember what the I don't remember what came after the one when they go back to Alexandria because there was
I thought there was only that one and then last week.
Maybe it was only that one and then last week. When you go to watch last week's,
here's the stupid thing that On Demand does, and I really don't understand. I watched on Tuesday. I was when I was watching them and I was falling asleep. So the next day I got home from work and I thought, well, you know what, I'll pick up where I left off, and all of a sudden the episode I wanted to watch wasn't available.
Yeah, I don't understand why they do that either. And it's not even like
2 days.
Right, I was going to say, it's not even like you're... And is it one of those where... Are you talking about the most recent one?
No.
It took them... Oh, no, so they wiped out one from like just a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, but it'll come back within a couple of days. It's just that it wasn't the one day I wanted to watch the damn thing.
I don't get it. HBO does that too.
Oh, really?
And I've wondered every once in a while if it's a difference in... if it has to do with the network, if it has to do with carrier.
I don't know.
But I've seen it happen on HBO before too, because I try to catch up on... like when I watch John Oliver's show on HBO. I never watch it when it's live because it's like 11 p.m. on Sunday or something absolutely ridiculous when I've already been in bed for 2 hours. So I don't watch it live. I always just catch up with it, but I have to wait until like Tuesday maybe to watch. If I want to watch it on cable, if I want to watch it on my phone, it's on HBO Go right away. So you can usually watch that ASAP. But as far as anything else, you just got to wait. So. Our food is here. Thank the holy God.
Yes.
Because I'm getting pretty... I didn't eat... this is the problem with my wife working on a Saturday, is that I'm not responsible enough to eat lunch myself.
Oh, I did.
I don't think to myself, hey, maybe I should eat lunch. I basically just kind of, I get caught up in things and, doing the show and all that other stuff, and I just forget.
Yeah.
So. But either way, it'll work out.
Yes, it will.
Thank you, sir.
Did you differ from the norm today?
I did. I got a. I didn't differ. Too wildly. I got a steak and cheese. I just didn't get it in calzone fashion.
Yeah.
I got a steak and chease sub with some bacon in it.
See, I missed this baby last week.
I mean, at least that's what I ordered. Let's see what happens.
Exactly.
Because
it's authentic.
Who knows what's gonna go on?
78. Yeah, I don't know. What does that mean?
It's probably when I'm going to die.
Yeah.
What? What's going on?
I think 78 is a good year to die.
Like 2078 or the age 78?
Age 78.
Okay, because I don't think any of us are making it to 2078. I most certainly am not, because I'm not going to be 100.
I don't want to.
So it's just not going to. That's not going to work. It's just not going to happen. All right. So let's get into it.
Yes.
508-531-1303. Yes.
Thank you.
When you're done, get in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't have food to eat or anything. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. You got SNS on BIM.
The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks is on 91.5 WBIM. Bridgewater's weekend all request classic rock experience.
Aerosmith at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Black Crowes were before that. The Cars and Peter Gabriel. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. And Jared's got better, ironically, Jared's got better hearing than I have because he just got up to come in here and answer the phone. I didn't hear the phone ringing at all.
Oh, I heard it.
I mean, I had my headphones on, I understand that, but it's right, that's a little bit concerning, actually.
That's weird.
Because it's right next to me, and I didn't hear it, and I was like, where is he going?
No, we could hear it in here.
I was like, what's going on? So give us a call. I can't breathe.
You got the speakers in there as well. If we don't have our headphones on,
that's true.
Yeah.
Give us a call, 508-531-1303.
Like somebody just did.
Exactly. Let us know what you want to hear. If the phone line's busy, call us back because we're very busy here.
Yes, we are.
That's it. So it's just one of those things. It's like calling radios. Did you ever call? We've had this conversation. You didn't really call radio station, but did you ever? And have you ever tried to call one like back in the day? Like I'm talking like late '80s when all you would do is like you'd try to call. and then there'd be a dial tone, and then or a busy signal, rather, you'd try to call again.
No, I never did it.
And all of that.
I never did one of those things where, if you're the 10th caller tonight, you're going to win this.
Yeah,
I never did that.
I never did any contests. I used to do, call-in requests and things like that. Well, because I was a kid and I was a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this, but I was into radio. And
I knew that you were a nerd.
You're a mile away.
And therefore... I tried it and it was fun, and sometimes I would get through and sometimes I wouldn't. But it was one of those things. I think it's a relic of a bygone era, because nowadays you can go online and make requests, or you can text requests in, or here's something you could just listen to your iPod. But we don't recommend you doing that here, not here, because we will play your request if you call us and ask us for something.
Yes, we will. Like that person just did.
Exactly. Yep. So give us a call again, 508-531-1303, and it's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. I don't know if I mentioned this, but you'll remember how I've talked about the whole no carb diet thing.
Oh yeah,
I brought that up last year because it was around this time last year that my wife said that we were cracking down.
She did it
and
again.
We were going to start the whole thing. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
So effective December 1st. I'm not actually. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm sorry.
2 days ago.
Effective December 1st.
He says taking a bite out of his major.
I can't eat carbs anymore.
Oh, okay.
No carbs effective December 1st.
No bread or anything like that. No. Nothing like that sub in your hand.
I got a big piece of bread here. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, I know. Now, how do you get away with this one then?
Because she doesn't listen to the show and she has no idea what I'm eating. Plus, his whole weekend was screwed anyway. I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why she decides to start it before Christmas.
Why would you do that?
I don't understand the logic behind this. She always tries to come. She always tries to say that the reason she does it before Christmas is because everybody else does it on January 1st, so we'll be ahead of the curve. Well, no, we won't be, because there's just a whole bunch of times when you're like, well, this day doesn't count, and that day doesn't count, and this doesn't count, and eventually you might as well have just not started at any point whatsoever. I would like to know the carb content of that, sir.
I'm looking.
Okay. Let me know when you get it. But that's one of those things, is I don't understand. So it's like you've got so many cheat days, why not just start it on the 1st and just have that be the day? I don't get it.
That's not bad at all.
Well, you're looking at it per serving, though, right? I assume they're giving you per serving. That's not per the whole entire
24
thing.
grams per serving.
Okay. That's actually.
What's a serving?
5 pieces.
What's a piece?
What do you mean?
I mean, how big are the pieces?
42 grams.
This isn't helping me. I need to see the piece.
I'll have a look at it.
Anyway, so this whole thing. And the thing is, she's like I said, she's at work. They got an inventory going on at her work this weekend. So they bring food into them. So like they're bringing in, they had pizza last night, and I ordered some food last night because I was like, well, I don't have anyone here to have dinner with. I'm going to have dinner by myself. So I just ordered. I didn't order a pizza. I ordered like mozzarella sticks and I ordered buffalo wings, and I ate them. My wife comes home from work and she's like, well, there's no food in the fridge. Like, well, no. She's like, well, I thought you would have had to get dinner for yourself. I was like, I did, and I ate it.
That's what you generally do.
She was like, I'm so hungry. I thought you would have gotten pizza or something, and then I would have had some leftover pizza. I'm like, you created this. This is this problem you have brought upon yourself. You decided you wanted to start this diet. I'm taking you seriously, so I got food that I knew I could eat all in one shot and would not have any leftovers to tempt you into sabotage this early on in the.
Exactly.
You can't win for.
No, you cannot.
You can't win for losing, sir. When you're married, you can't win for losing. We're married,
and not to each other.
Not to each other. We hasten to point out. God. But you know the situation.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, rip open Jared's thing so we can take a closer look at it. That never gets old either, by the way. But anyway, if anybody doesn't know what we're opening, Jared was nice enough to
attempting to open
to bring in an Oreo candy crunch bar or whatever it's called.
You got it completely correct.
Oh, good. And the thing looks delicious. If I only have the picture on the wrapping to go on. Steve's unveiling it right now.
They're actually small.
Yeah, that would be why. That would be why it's 27 grams of carbs per 5 pieces, because I could eat 5 of those pieces all at one time.
Yeah. There's about 7 servings in this container.
Yeah, that would be...
If you're a very small child.
That would be why, right. Or if you have Trump's...
For me, there's 2 servings.
If you have Trump's hands...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They can,
Exactly.
you'd be all set. You have your Cheetos, and then you got that, assuming you have fingers left after the Cheetos, and then you're fine. So...
Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Oh, wait, did it?
It doesn't work what way?
No, I'm trying to read the directions for opening this packaging. I hate to tell you, guys, because you guys are considerably younger than myself. By, 20 years, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
So it gets harder as you get older to open packages.
Oh, yeah, I know. I already struggle with it.
Oh, really?
Thanks for spoiling that for me.
Oh, yeah, great.
No, get used to it.
Adulthood has been nothing but a whole bunch of spoiling, one on top of the other.
Adulthood's been nothing but a bunch of disappointments.
And you're just throwing it right in there, just along with everything else.
Just disappointment after disappointment.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So remember that, you kids in college who think you're dying to get out of here and get out on your own. Well, no, you're not, because it sucks.
Yeah, relish in what you've got right now.
Yeah, do it.
Do yourself a favor and invest in a noose soon.
What?
Huh? when you play it back, you'll catch it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
So, Steve, tell us about the record we got coming up. Oh, by the way, before I ask you to do that, actually, so Steve comes in here, he takes the first record that he had given to me, and he's looking around because he's trying to find a polite way to ask why the hell I haven't played the second record. Well, he hasn't given it to me. And he's looking around, and he's like, is this all I gave you so far? I'm like, yeah, this is it. He's like, oh! He ran in the other room and got this one.
Yeah.
So tell us what it is.
I'm trying to pull it up now because I need my cheat sheet. It was a band that was originally called Backstreet Crawler.
This never works.
Twice
in the same damn show, it hasn't worked.
No,
it worked for mine later on.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got something coming up. So if you want to bring that into me at any point,
I think I'll wait until after 9.
Okay.
I guess
probably a good idea.
Paul Kossoff, who used to play with Free. He was in the band Backstreet Crawler, and then he died, and because of that, he changed the name to Crawler, and that was it. But
why? Excuse me. Back up for a second. How come they had to take Backstreet out of...
They wanted to differentiate between the band that he was part of and that he passed. They wanted to say, well, okay, this is a different band now.
I gotcha.
They didn't do too many albums, but they actually... Now, here's a weird thing. You played this earlier. They actually toured with Robert Trower.
Oh, okay.
Treat Chick and Foreigner. And, yeah, they did a 54-date tour across the USA, and they backed up Kansas... So they were there with some of the bigger guys.
Oh, there you go. This track's called One Too Many Lovers. It's from Crawler. And there it is, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. You got SNS on BIM. Give us a call. Let us know what you want to hear. 508-531-1303. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Look for us on Twitter also. You can follow us there, at SN Soundtrack. It's Tom Petty off his Full Moon Fever album, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. That one's going out to Lisa and Tom. And before that, heard from Billy Squire, a triple shot of Led Zeppelin, and kicked it all off with Crawler, courtesy of Steve Rimmer. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. And Oreo candy bars.
Hang on, before you continue, I got to wake up Steve. Steve, wake up.
Okay.
No, right, you know what? You can't do it when it's a request, because I already played Tom Petty earlier in the evening. And I normally wouldn't do that to you and play two Tom Petty's, unless it was a double shot. I wouldn't normally do that to you.
Double shot? I might as well just go sit down somewhere else.
Oreo candy crunch bars, or whatever they're called, are effing delicious and very filling.
It's called the Oreo Big Crunch Bar.
There's more if you want some.
I'm a little, I'm a little full at this moment in time. But
very good.
I will visit you probably later on, maybe in the 9 o'clock hour, to revisit that. Because, holy God, I think we've learned why 5 pieces is a serving. Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
We only had 4. We've got one more piece left.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. That's technically true.
Oh, good.
Let's get on that.
Yeah, I want to get into this conversation with Jared specifically, and maybe Steve. I don't know if you've watched this at all, but finally I want to get into this because I've watched Westworld.
Yes.
And I am caught up to exactly where the show is at this point. That we watched basically went through last weekend and watched all 7 or 8 episodes that were already available, and then watched Sundays on Monday night or whatever, the next night. And I want to get your thoughts and I want to get your feelings. And Steve, have you watched the show?
No.
Okay. So Steve can tune out during this
I'll
part
tune
if
out
he
during
would
this
like.
Amazing show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So good. So good. I mean, like, you can't go wrong too with Jonathan Nolan, who wrote Memento, parts of Inception.
Chris Nolan's brother?
Yeah,
Yes,
his American brother. And then J.J. Abrams. So you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. It's wonderfully acted.
Yes.
And it's not over the top with a lot of stuff, but it's so damn good.
You know who I love in this show is Ed Harris.
He's great.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome in this show.
Rachel Evanwood.
Evan Rachel Wood.
That's what I said.
Yep.
She puts on another fine performance.
You know, I realized in watching this show that I actually haven't seen her in too many things.
What are you talking about?
I realized when watching this show that I haven't seen her in too many things.
I've seen her in some things.
Like what?
Well, she was in another HBO miniseries, the great adaptation of Mildred Pierce. She played the daughter.
Yes, yeah, I didn't see that.
Watch it.
Okay.
It's 5 episodes of the greatness of your life.
Good.
She like just embodies that character. Anyway, it's great. She was also in the film 13.
I didn't see that either.
She was in The Wrestler.
So I can stand by my statement then. That
You haven't seen The Wrestler?
No, I've never seen The Wrestler.
Now, this is on HBO, so I could get it on demand, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a great.
I've seen a lot of press about it, so...
Yeah,
I'm
and
kinda
they've
interested.
kind of flipped the premise of Grisham's, not Grisham, Crichton's book. Mm-hmm. They flipped it, so you kind of thrown off.
Now, there was an original movie also, right? There was a movie adaptation?
Yeah, there was a movie adaptation with Yul Brenner. Yeah,
That's what put me off watching this, because I remember that, and that was
it was garbage.
Yeah, this does not... I did... Disclaimer, I didn't see that, but since watching the show, I've seen... I've gone back and watched, like, the trailer, and no, this is nothing like that.
Yeah,
I can tell you right away without even seeing the original.
Because Ed Harris's character was what Yul was.
No, you see, that's why when I saw this initially, I'm like, I don't want to watch a rehash of that.
No,
That
yeah,
was
I was a little hesitant, but then I saw the people that were in it. I'm like, okay, this might be pretty good, and it turned out to be good. And then,
Is it the same kind of premise then?
sort of, it's an amusement park that people go to, and
They
the
take on
inhabitants,
roles, yeah.
but it's like flipped because again, Yul's character is played by Ed Harris, but it's not a robot
Right.
that we think.
Ah.
True.
A lot of flips happen.
Yeah, there's some flips. There's some flips for sure.
And I was like, wait a second. Let me watch episode 1 to go back to revisit this because I'm on episode 9.
Right.
Whoa.
How long are the episodes?
About an hour.
An hour, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some shifts. There's some timeline differences that you're going to have to pay attention to.
I don't remember timeline issues, but okay.
There's 2 different timelines going on.
Is there?
We'll talk off the air.
Yeah, we'll do that because I don't believe that.
Yeah, no,
I think you might be confused.
No, I'm not.
I feel like you are.
I'm not.
It's an easy show to get lost on.
Yeah,
Here we
no,
go.
it's not. Anyway, so
This could go on for a while. I'm not. Yes, you are. I'm not. Yes,
it
you are.
really could.
I'm not. Yes, you are.
M2. I'm not M2. But anyway, it's well worth your time.
Absolutely.
Definitely watch the show. How many episodes are left now?
I thought it was a 10-episode bit, but after the last episode, which is episode 9, they didn't wrap anything up, and they didn't seem like to move like they're going towards a finale.
Right.
So I think we're in for another couple episodes, or less. I'm going to be angry because usually a show will introduce a couple of plot points, and then before the end of the season, they'll type a few of those plot points just to leave you hanging so you can get into the rest.
Right.
But this one at episode 9 have resolved no plot points as of yet.
Right. There's a lot of loose ends still to be tied up.
Yeah. So like even for the end of a season, they haven't gotten to that point yet. So you know you're not at you're at the middle of the season. There,
Correct. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So Westworld, watch it.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, by the way, holy God, that guy is going to be a class act until he dies, and maybe even then,
He's still alive.
They might find a way to.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, and he's in the show, and he's phenomenal.
He's gonna die well acted.
Oh, absolutely.
He's gonna knock out, like, everybody's death scene sucks.
Right.
And then he's gonna go away, and people are like, that was a good way to die.
They're gonna be looking at him in the coffin, and they're gonna be like, "Dad, he knows how to be dead."
Yeah.
Holy God,
Let's get him an Oscar
that is
for
classy.
dying in real life, because that was a terrific performance. Outdoes everybody who ever died before.
Your Uncle Fred, his funeral sucked, to be quite honest. This guy, look at this guy. This is how Fred should have done it.
That's how you die, Fred.
That's exactly
how you die.
Next time. Oh. Well, anyway, for anyone else who's going to just do it like this from now on, and that'll be fine.
So when he's dying, he's in, what is he, 86?
He's 78.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn,
No. I thought he was over 80 also. I looked him up when we started watching the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, Anthony Hopkins got to be in his early 80s at least, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up and I was like, oh, no.
I mean, he looks like
he's not far off, but.
Looks like an angry turtle.
I mean, the problem is that, like, since he's really been, you know what I mean? Like, since he's really been famous, I mean, he has seemed old for 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Silence of the Lambs in 91, he already seemed, he was in the early 60s at that point.
Yeah.
Or late 50s or whatever, however the math works, and he already looked really old in some way.
Well, not until recently, because then he's got, like, this weird wrinkle that, like, kind of shoots like a scar that goes all the way down his forehead, and you just kind of go, how do you get that? I understand how wrinkles work, right? But how do you get this one strange, like, it's not even, it's strange. That's all I'm saying. How do you get that? Because I don't even know how you'd fold your skin enough to get it folded. I don't get it.
I think he must just sit there like this.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's just a thinker all the time.
Yeah.
It's probably just from being so classy. Mm-hmm. His head's imploding from all the classiness.
He looks menacing.
He does.
The only film I didn't like him in was that came out recently was the Fracture.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
No.
Oh.
There was something about it. There was just,
Yeah, we'll agree to disagree on that, as we do on most things, because I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
Swiss chocolate, by the way. Milka.
But it says right here. How does that even right there?
Milka is a traditional brand of chocolate confection which originated in Switzerland.
What the hell is it doing in Austria?
In 1825.
I don't even want to take care of that. So
It's
anyway,
been 191 years.
Watch Westworld.
Yep, do it.
Beautiful film. And if you're into nudity,
Serious.
Scores of nudity.
Yes, absolutely.
Just
some you want to see and some you don't want to see, depending on what side of the fence you're on. But there's going to be something.
I like nudity.
There'll be something for everyone.
Breasts,
Let's just put it that way.
Butts, you name it, it's there. I mean, it's.
I may do an all-nighter.
You're going to have to. And make sure you get the industrial hand lotion.
3 hours I have left when I get home before I have to go to work.
So you get through 3 episodes.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
No, if that. I'm not doing that.
Like all the flips that happen in that thing.
Oh,
is just,
absolutely.
what the hell?
And apparently one you don't even realize yet.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep.
You got more coming to you.
The only thing I did was kind of curious about is the thing that happened with the surgeons in May. The character May.
Yes.
I was like, well, wait a minute, why not just,
right?
Not to spoil anything.
No. I was wondering. We were wondering the same thing, my wife and I, amongst ourselves.
Yeah. I mean,
we were
she
like,
asks,
I don't understand.
She asks for a favor, and then you're like, here you go.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But
anyway,
I mean, that's the fun about fiction.
Yeah, there you go.
have to take leaps of faith.
That you do.
So anyway, here we go.
All right, another block of classic rock coming up.
Watch it. Don't be a racist.
Got Def Leppard, Bruce Springsteen, and Soundgarden. All up next. SNS on BIM.
If your bed is in a small town and that's good enough for you, you're one of the only listeners who can hear us on an actual radio. Congratulations. Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
That's Queen, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Soundgarden was before that. Heard from Bruce Springsteen and Def Leppard in that block too. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer just after 9.
I'll tell the fans exactly what I told you as we're playing Queen.
Yeah.
All I want to hear now is the heavy from them. I just want to hear.
Oh, I know. But the good thing, I mean, you don't want them to go all heavy on everything. I mean, the We Will Rock You heavy fast version is phenomenal. But at the same time, you want it balanced out with some of the other stuff that they did so well, like that song there.
No,
I mean, I was grooving with that thing near the end. I mean, Freddie Mercury's vocals there at the end. Holy God!
No, I get that. I now am wishing.
See, I was a bigger fan of their first 3 or 4 albums before they started getting all theatrical.
Well, that's pretty much what you're like.
Yeah, Sheer Heart Attack was excellent.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Steve's like, I like Genesis before anybody else did, and then when everybody else did, they started to suck.
Yes, they
so,
did. I still remember where I was when I first heard Seven Seas of Rye. That was the first single I think that they had out in England.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's funny because I remember you telling me that was the first single they had, and I was like, that song's like 1 minute and 10 seconds long, but there it was.
You know, the funny thing is with Steve is that I would, and this is a testament to my narrow-mindedness. I was always surprised that I would come to you and be like, "Oh man, Diamond Head's great," and you're like, "Yeah, so good." like it wasn't a scene, you know. And he's like, "I enjoy Bowie." Oh, we're.
I see.
I always consider I was in, not the beginning, but almost the beginning of the style of music that became classic rock, you know?
Yeah.
Really, I mean, late 60s, that's when I really started taking an interest in music. So when other things came along later, I'd kind of been there, done that already. So I
mean, Diamond Head, though.
Case in point, sir.
Yeah.
Case in point. Man.
I mean, not all of their catalog are classics, but the first 2 albums.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't detract from them. It's just that I don't need them.
No, I hear you.
I don't need them. If there was actually a physical thing called a man card, number one,
you don't have it.
I would not have it, and number 2, I would probably have to turn it back in after this conversation. So you remember, Steve? I told you this is going back. This is probably last year sometime when I told you the whole process that my wife goes through for. Like when she goes and gets mani-pedis, right? Like choosing the color, going through this whole process and all of this stuff. Well, I've now gone with her.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I've now gone with her.
It's turned, sir.
Yes.
And tried the thing. And I didn't know what I was doing. So, not only do I not know what I'm doing, which I take some pride in, my wife is the one making all the decisions for me.
As usual.
Right, but the thing is, because I don't know what to ask for. You know what I mean? I don't know what they got the green tea thing, and then they got like they have the first pedicure that I got was a coffee pedicure.
What the hell's that?
They actually rub.
Oh my God!
They rub like coffee grounds.
Shut up!
Oh,
like on your shins and on your feet and stuff.
I wouldn't want them to.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird, and then they put these big heated things on your feet.
Yeah.
And it's just bizarre. And I have I apparently have no buildup of control over reflexes because like anytime they do they do the thing like to scrub your feet, like I'm jumping.
Oh yeah.
And they're
I would be.
And of course they're all,
I'd be kicking.
And they're looking and they're like, it's okay. Like, yeah, it's fine. It doesn't hurt. That's a reflex that I have.
Of course, they have to
and
be
I
Asian.
can't. Well, yeah, of
course.
Well, yeah, it's an Asian spa, so that's how it.
Is that the one right outside of Target?
No, it's in Kingston.
Oh, okay.
So there's that, and then the whole manicure thing. Like, they give you like a little shoulder massage while they're doing the. It's weird. It's weird.
I didn't even like
weird
going
that
to,
you did it.
I didn't used to like going to the barbers, so that sort of thing wouldn't suit me.
I didn't want to do it, and my wife was basically like, "We're going to do this," and I was like, "Well, I don't want."
And then that's when you go, "Wife, I am a man. I will drop you off. I will see you later."
Well, we can have a conversation about how you cut things off and move on and do whatever you want to do and put your foot down and be a man. But this is neither the time nor the place. So, yes. So, at any rate, like I said, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't the horrible experience I expected. But at the same time, it's awkward because I don't know what to do. And I don't know what they're going to do next. I don't know what's coming, and I don't really know what to say. And like you said, they are Asian because it's an Asian spa. So there's a language barrier where half the time I don't understand what they're asking me. Like, they'll say something, and I'll be like, huh? Because I don't get what was just asked of me. Do you want it?
And then you're like, yes, and then they bring out the Brillo pad. No, that's not what I wanted.
What's going on with the lights in here?
He's turning on and off his mic.
Yeah, I was hacking up along in here, so I didn't think the listeners needed that, so I decided to turn on the light. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, not horrible, but I've been a couple of times. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Neither time.
And both times were thoroughly enjoyable.
No. Neither time was anything that I necessarily wanted to do. It was just that I was there. Mm-hmm. We both had This is part of the reason why I try not to take the same days off as my wife, because this is what she does on her days off. So if I have the same day off as her, and it's not like a Saturday, not a Saturday or Sunday. I'm talking about a day off during the week, whether it be because of a holiday, like this was the Friday after Thanksgiving, whether it be because of a holiday or whether it be because of anything else. When she has a day off, that's what she tends to do. So if we both have it off, somehow I'm going to end up involved. And that's pretty much how it goes. So I don't know what you're laughing at, sir.
He's whooped.
I don't know. I've got no comment.
I'm continuing to sell Jared on marriage, as he always says. That I do.
I am completely sold. Sign me up.
Where do I
want to get a pedicure.
Where's the line?
I want to be pampered like the baby woman that I am. I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea.
I just want to be out in the woods chopping wood, hunting.
Well, you got the right shirt for it.
Yeah, he does.
We got the brownie paper towel man in here tonight.
I want to sell you paper towels.
We don't. Jared's not with us this evening. It's the brownie paper towel man instead.
Yeah, I don't know where Jared's been for the last 4 months.
Somehow it's been the same but different. And we don't know.
We don't know what's happening.
Call us up 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. This has been a good show so far, and it's been a nice long extended episode. And
more episodes like this.
But I don't feel.
Suits us better.
I thought maybe doing 6 hours after having done 4 for months that I would be tired. I'm not really. No. I'm good.
I'm still thinking that we're in our second hour, and we're not.
No, I know. Exactly. That's the thing. And I tell this to people, and they look at me like I'm insane. Like my wife. So you do that for 6 hours? Well, yeah. How is 2 hours not enough? Woman, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
Stand up to her on that, but not. We're gonna do a clear nail polish just to make sure that
nothing goes on. Nothing went on the nails. But that's the whole point.
It could go that way.
No, it can't go that way.
If you've been twice, it could go that way.
No, it's not going to. No.
It's heading right in that direction.
No, F you both. It's not going in that direction.
She's going to convince you to put your feet into water and then have like koi fish like sucking at your feet, cleaning off your feet. And then the next thing you know,
is that going to make me jump less than the scrubbing? Because maybe I'll be okay with that.
And then what's going to happen is, I'm calling it now, the lady's going to say, we're going to put a clear nail polish on your nails. And that's going to protect your nails from getting scuffed up and all kinds of stuff. And you're like, okay, I guess it sounds a little, but no. And then she's like, no, it's clear, so no one will know it's there. And then you're like,
but he won't understand what she's saying.
Yeah,
so.
and then he would be like, okay, yeah, sure. And then she's scrubbing your nails, and you're like, okay, this is good. Next thing you know, the polish comes out, and you're like, what are you doing? And she's like, and then it's happening, and then afterwards you're like, this isn't so bad. No one can tell I got them on. It's not so bad. It's fine. And then we'll know because they'll be glowing. It'll be like there'll be like LED lights on your fingertips. You're like, hey guys. Like, what's happening? Oh, he's got the clear polish on his fingernails. That's what's happening.
I don't know why I let that go on.
No, I don't either.
I just wanted to see where it was going to go.
I was just praying you'd stop it. But,
I can go on, man.
All right, another block of classic rock is coming up. We got a Metallica yesterday and today on deck for you.
Oh. Do you want me to introduce something? Am I introducing things?
No, not really.
Okay, good. Then here we go.
I just introduced it. I've asked you to introduce things before, and you're horrible.
No, I told you I was...
Jared, why don't you introduce this track? Okay, it's the new one. From the thing. How's that? No, wait, I forget. What's the name of... it's the... Just listen. And that's what I get.
I told you I was well prepared for an introduction, but that's okay.
Well, we're doing it yesterday and today. Do you want to introduce something now and then before we...
It's too late.
The second...
It's over.
It's Metallica. The today part is going to be from the Hardwired to Self-Destruct album that just came out.
That's good. That's all. No,
Spit Out the Bone is the name of the track that we're going to hear.
You ruined it.
After we hear the yesterday.
You heard. You ruined it.
So do I not have to play it now?
No, let's just play it. Let's just get to this thing, all right?
91.5
Fracas.
WBIM Bridgewater. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Get SNS on BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
It's Allman Brothers Band, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show, double shot of Metallica before that. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta.
If you're
Steve
still
Rimmer.
alive out there.
Yeah, who knows? And if you're not, well, you got Jared to blame for it, so there you go.
Not at all. That was great.
Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Still time to get your songs on, because I know all of you out there are dying to call us, because you haven't had time already
Oh,
to
wait,
do
is that
so.
the phone ringing?
No.
No, it's just my
No.
ears.
No, the phone's not. No, phone doesn't even work.
It's just my ears.
So I got to bring this up with Steve real quick before I do the bit that I was actually going to do. Is you guys were giving me all sorts of crap and telling me I didn't have a man card or anything. Then I find out that Steve posted a link on Facebook that says this is their website, and it's like the Gilmore Girls.
I was meant to send that to my wife.
I was wondering why. So I look and I'm like, what is Steve talking about? This
No,
is their
she's been
website. It's the Gilmore Girls.
No, she's been because the new 4 episodes came out this week.
I know.
So she was all over that. She absolutely loves that show.
I want to rectify that, sir, or perhaps
so
delete
I was
that
trying to
post.
send that to her so that she knows that there's a website out there, but it went the wrong way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's going to happen next? We're going to get some photos that we shouldn't be seeing.
No,
Well, I went to
know-
send that to my wife.
You know,
Whoops.
it's so easy to do because I don't know if you've noticed that as soon as you if you take a photo, and I don't know what the timeline is, but if you take a picture and then you go to Facebook, I don't know, maybe within 5 minutes of taking the picture on your camera, it'll show up at the top and it'll be like, you want to post these photos? It's like, no, it's a picture of my cat on the porch that I was just sending to my wife to show her that our cat got out on the porch because he's ridiculous. Like, no one's going to get that and nobody cares. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be posting that.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Fold it neatly, sir.
it's time for a rant because I haven't done a rant in a while.
You're not going to rant about the last song?
No. But maybe
I know that's not your cup of tea.
no, but that might have fueled some of my energy level. And I warn everybody ahead of time that this rant's probably going to sound a little bit outdated, maybe sexist, and maybe
Ooh, I like those.
maybe misogynistic. And I don't mean it to be that way, but it's time for everybody to come down to ground level.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah. So here's the deal. It's Christmas time. We're going to start hearing this song all over the place. And classic song, and Dean Martin's recorded it. A whole bunch of other people have recorded it.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And everybody's going to talk about how it's creepy and rapey. Everybody relax. This is not a rapey song. This is a song from the 50s about a guy who's trying to persuade a girl to stay at his place because he's trying to get a little smooch on, or maybe he's trying to get in her pants. I will admit that, but
Listen to the lyrics of this.
but at the same time,
Listen to the lyrics, Steve.
he's not trying to rape her.
Put some records on while I pour. Baby, it's bad out there. No cabs to be had out there.
So he's just trying to get her to stay at his place. What's the friggin' problem?
Take your hat, your hair
It's there.
looks wild.
What? Tell me.
Mind if I move?
Hang on, just let it happen.
No, tell me what it is.
He says, it's like she says, what's in this drink?
Yeah, she already said that.
Yeah.
So what? All she's saying is that the drink is strong. It's not a. See, this is the problem. This is exactly what I'm
He's not
saying.
doing a Bill Crosby on it?
No, this is the problem.
Crosby.
Is that people in this day and age are all their minds are set on roofies and all this stuff that happens nowadays, right? They don't think in terms of, hey, back in the day, they didn't mention roofies or anything like that. It was basically just the drink is strong. He's given her a strong drink. That's life.
Steve's from England. Roofies,
sorry.
Roofies are...
It's like a date rape drug.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a roofinol.
You see, we didn't need that in England.
Apologies. But here's my point, right? Is that all he's trying to do, and here's where my sexist comments may really go out of line.
Oh, this should be good.
This was recorded in the 50s, decades before the feminist movement. I hate to tell any of you, but if he wanted to rape her, this song wouldn't exist. He would have just done it.
Yeah.
The whole point of the song is that he's trying to cajole and talk her into it. Sure, he's trying to talk her into her consent. That's been going on since the beginning of time. That's not rape.
No.
And if anybody starts saying that it's rapey to try to persuade a girl to have sex with you, guess what? None of you would exist if some man hadn't done that, because most women need to be talked into it. Because most men want it more than the women do, and that's just the way life is. So I apologize. It's not rapey. Get over it. It's a song from another era and another time that meant something entirely different than how you people are interpreting it. And the fact that you all think that it's creepy and rapey, frankly, is trivializing women who actually get raped. So everyone friggin' relax. It's a song. Deal with it. If you don't like it, here's an option. You got a radio dial. You can turn it off.
That was an observation I did not see coming from
Uh-huh.
you.
That's what I think. That's my 2 cents.
Now, my problem with that is if they start playing that at work, I have no choice but to listen to it because I can't turn it off.
Right. Well, and I mean that's life. But I mean, it's not what everybody makes it say. It's not what everybody's saying that it is. Everyone's misinterpreting the thing. If you think that from the beginning of time, men haven't been trying to persuade women to sleep with them, then you're living in a delusional fantasy world. And I'd like to live where you live because it's obviously filled with lollipops and rainbows.
Yeah. I saw recently that there was a couple that actually had recorded a new version.
Yeah,
of
that's
the
what got
song.
me all pissed off about this.
Yeah. And I was like, well, wait a second. That's a little bit too far.
They're like, we re-recorded it to make it less creepy. Well, it wasn't creepy in the first place, except you're making it that way because you're taking this generation's views on things.
Steve's turning you down.
And you're and you're projecting it on a song that was written 60 years ago. Grow up.
The thing that I've always wanted Nick Cave to come out with a version of this song. Always. It always seems like a Nick Cave song to me. I was waiting for him to record one. He's not going to record.
He's not going to do that.
I've written him several times.
I'm sure you have.
He's like, "Who's this Wazik? Get out of here!"
you're on an ignore list at this point, sir.
No, his new album's getting a lot of kudos.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do interviews because of what had happened with his son.
Yeah.
So that's why they made the documentary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty good.
So,
yeah.
I don't know, but in terms of that song, I'm a big fan of that song. When it comes on, I crank it up. I enjoy playing that song thoroughly.
Good. As well you should.
But I mean, I don't know.
But you mean what?
I don't know. I almost see the reason why people are causing for alarm here. I almost see the reason for it, but I also see your
because
reason
people get into a
as
panic
well.
and a tizzy about everything, and they got to edit and censor everything and knock everything and make everything about something it's not.
No, I get that too.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
I mean,
Sometimes a song about trying to get a girl to stay at your place is just that.
I mean, like, there's a playful banter that goes on there. You know,
Correct.
like I mean, and that's good and well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, she's even saying, "What did you put in this drink?" in a fun kind of way.
Right.
So, I mean, also on this campus,
And he's
maybe
not
we shouldn't be talking about this stuff on
And
this
he's
campus.
not putting drugs in the... But this is my point. This is exactly my point. Is stuff like this is going on in the real world. There's actual events that are happening, and it has nothing to do with a goddamn song from 60 years ago, and that's not what the song is about. And the fact that everybody thinks it is shows why everybody is focusing their efforts in other places than they need to be in this country, and it shows why Donald Trump is a president.
I was just about to say that.
Because people obviously have no idea how to interpret things or how to react to things, and then they elect a loser. Because everybody's a moron.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice classic block.
Well, that felt good.
Yeah. Good.
I had to get that off my chest.
I noticed. I mean, you got really... I'm a fan of that song.
Yeah,
I
get a little fired up.
You got more fired up than I was when I read the article about it.
Because
I'm reading the article. I'm like, are you serious? These people?
Well, because I'm sitting there.
Oh man! And then you're over there, you're yelling, and Steve had to turn you down.
And then
I've
I
never
got
seen
you
him
going.
turn you down before.
And then I got you going. Well, it's there if you listen to it. And I'm like, no, I won't. As you said once about throwing away your vote, you won't tolerate that talk. I won't tolerate that talk. It is not there. It's not there in that song.
No, I mean
It's not.
It's there.
It's not.
It's there. If
That's
you
not
look
what
for
they
it.
mean.
You know what it's like? It's like numerology, where people are like, oh man, I see number 18 everywhere.
Yeah. You
Well,
know what it is?
It's the same thing.
It's like the Bible. Can be interpreted 1,000 different ways, and it's fiction.
Well, that's the thing about art. Art is very subjective.
Exactly.
And if that's what you're taking from it, then that's what you're taking from it.
No, if that's what you're taking from it, then you're wrong.
Yeah, well, all right, no one's opinion is wrong.
Well, it is if that's their opinion.
No, it's not.
It really is.
That's not the thing, man.
That's the thing.
It's someone's
No,
opinion. You
'cause
don't have the right to say that someone's opinion is wrong. What the hell's wrong with you?
Because it's stupid.
You know, that's closed-mindedness. What are you doing? A mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work unless it's open.
I'm getting more closed-minded as I get older. That's basically where it's going.
Yeah, I'm getting I don't think I'm getting more closed-minded, but I think I'm getting a little bit more understanding of people. The more I get older. Oh, all right, I understand your viewpoint. That's the way you want to go. That's where you want to go. I don't particularly agree with that point, but I'm not going to sit there and call you an idiot or a moron for thinking that way.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Because who are you to do that to?
We'll have to agree to disagree because
I cannot.
Because I'm someone who can look at something at the era in which it was written and understand that was not the intention.
Were you there with Dean Martin writing that song?
Maybe
I
should.
What he was thinking.
Maybe I should have been, and I should have been like, listen, there's going to be a bunch of pansies in the future who are going to take this the wrong way. Maybe you should. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. F it. How about you just write the song you want to write, and they can not listen to it if they want.
Yeah, like that. That's the biggest point here. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. That's
Correct.
fine. Nobody had. That's it.
Unless you're working at Wegmans, apparently, and then you have no choice.
You have a choice. You bring your headphones, you put them in.
I don't
know if you could do that if you're working there, but that's a whole other situation.
Yeah,
but the crux of what I'm getting at, you can't say that someone's opinion is wrong and that they're a moron for having that.
Actually,
opinion.
I can. That's freedom of speech.
No, it is a freedom of speech.
Yeah, no. So I actually can't say that.
No, but I'm saying as a human being,
for the next couple of months until President Trump decides to start taking away our freedoms.
No,
which he will eventually.
Everybody that's the point right there. Everybody has a freedom to have an opinion,
right?
And it's
they also have the freedom to have the wrong opinion.
Yeah, I never said they don't have the freedom.
What Steve said.
I never said they don't have the freedom to have the opinion. I said their opinion is stupid and they're morons. I have the freedom to say that.
I tend to agree there. If somebody thinks that Trump is going to make a great P of this country, they're morons. So their opinion is wrong.
Right. Your opinion is idiotic. You have every right to have it.
Oh, yeah.
But you're an idiot.
I will disagree with someone's opinion, but I will not call them a moron for it.
Oh, I will.
Depends on what the opinion is.
No, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like someone likes intercourse in the back alley. I'm not going to say that your opinion's wrong and that you're a moron for going back there.
Well, it depends on who you're with. I mean, that's a conditional type of opinion.
That's poor. I'm getting all frustrated over here.
Apparently so.
Because
I love throwing Jared off.
I cannot stand. It's just you shouldn't.
I just love throwing him off.
You shouldn't.
You just get so angry.
You shouldn't do that to somebody, man. Nobody needs to be told that they're a moron. It's their opinion. Let them have that opinion. Their opinion is not affecting you in a real sense. You know what I mean?
I could go on.
Someone's opinion about that song is not affecting you because you can still listen to that song and you can still listen to that song.
Too long.
Well, for now, until they've decided to.
I'm gonna take the high road here and go with Steve.
Then I'm gonna.
The show is on the radio.
I'm gonna play some more classic rock. Here you go. 508-531-1303. Another classic rock block. You get SNS on BIM.
So, you just spent hours putting together the perfect classic rock playlist?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's so cute. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
There's Pearl Jam at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Black Sabbath was before that. Heard from the Eagles, Rolling Stones, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Pearl Jam's still in the running in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The voting's going on. Did you hear there's a whole big thing now where they're saying that they think the votes were hacked and all that?
No.
Yeah, so this just came up, I think within the past couple of days or so, where I guess there's been some abnormalities, and apparently the fan vote had problems with hacking last year. So they had a lot of, just a whole bunch of people who were people were voting again and again, but it was one of those things where there was a whole bunch of, just a completely lopsided amount of votes for the top five that ultimately got voted in. And they said that the fan vote at the beginning had been off and running with no problems, but now they think there might have been some sort of an issue somewhere along the way. I guess the top five that are currently right now, as far as, and they still got more voting to go. But the top five is Journey. Journey is the number one of all the bands that are getting nominated this year. Electric Light Orchestra was right behind Journey, which I find weird. Mm-hmm. If someone's going to hack and start, I like ELO. Don't get me wrong. And there's ELO songs that I like, and there's others that I could take or leave. But if someone's going to hack the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan voting, why would you hack it to vote for ELO like 100 times? So it's Journey, Electric Light Orchestra, The Cars, Yes, and Pearl Jam are the top 5 acts. Yeah. Completely baffling to me the fact that apparently the Jay Giles Band is still way down there.
That's weird.
Which is just bizarre.
Yeah.
And Steppenwolf, which Steve, you and I have talked about a couple of times, boggles my mind, the fact that they're not even, they're not even in the top 5 at this point. And not only have they not been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before, which they already should have been, but the fact that they're still just that far down in the list is ridiculous.
It's odd.
It doesn't make any sense. Apparently, though, there's a whole bunch of classic rock artists that are still ahead of Chaka Khan and Tupac.
Good.
So let's hope that continues. But if this continues in the pace that it's going, it looks like there's a potential that Pearl Jam may end up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the first year that they actually get nominated, which I don't think is right.
No,
you got to. I mean, especially like I said, I think first of all it helps sort of like to contain the egos a little bit if you get snubbed a couple of times, but also and more importantly. Steppenwolf's not in there yet, and neither are the Cars, and neither are the Jay Giles Band, and all of them should be in there before Pearl Jam gets in.
Yes, definitely agreed.
Deep Purple in there?
Deep Purple just got in last year.
Last year, that's what it was.
But again, that's an obscenely long amount of time for Deep Purple to have to have waited to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I agree with that.
Ludicrous. Call us up, 508-531-1303. We still got one last classic rock block coming up, so get anything on you want for that. And Steve, you and I were talking about wedding. Yeah, we were talking about Christmas presents earlier, and making out lists and everything like that. Does your wife impose a cutoff on you? In other words, a certain amount of time when you are not then allowed to buy anything for yourself?
No.
No.
I don't buy a lot of things for myself, so
except T-shirts.
Except T-shirts
that you then have to
doesn't normally know about those.
Go through a whole lot of process for. Mine is basically usually around mid-November or Thanksgiving or so. From that point on, it's like a moratorium. I'm just now not allowed to buy anything for myself.
Yeah,
and but everything. The theory being that everything just has to be on the list. At that point.
Kind of put a self-hold on myself as it gets closer, especially when I've been talking about things that I want, and I think, well, there's no point in me getting it now. What if she's bought it?
Right, and plus, and also there's two things. There's number one, what if somebody's bought it? And then number two, you need money to buy things for other people. So I always have to kind of factor that into things.
How do you work out how do you work on the gifts that you buy your wife? How does that happen for you? Is it gradual?
Yeah, it is. There's usually things that I know right away that she wants, and then I typically go into panic mode a couple of days before Christmas, where I'm like, "Holy crap, I don't have enough stuff," and then I go out and I buy just random things at places because I
hit South Shore Plaza
at
probably about 8 in the morning. I'm usually done by 10.
That's insane.
I get in, I get out. I used to be that I did it with my daughter. The two of us would meet up.
Yeah.
We'd get in, we'd get out. But now that she works full-time during the week, we can't do that.
Right.
And she couldn't last year. So now she just texts me and tells me what I should be buying. She always knows better than I do.
I think I think part of it helps if you have a clear-cut list.
Yeah.
My wife is very, surprise me. You know what I like.
Yeah.
That's not going to...
No, I don't
that's
know.
not good.
I don't know who you are.
No, that's not going to end well. Please provide me a list. Yeah. Did you notice what I gave you? Please give me something along the same lines. Because if I had a list like that was concrete and I knew I want this, and this, I can do that in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But she'll pull the whole, I've mentioned things like, over the course of since like June. What do you mean you've mentioned things since June? I need it consolidated.
2-minute memory. I'm not going to remember.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember, and it's not a selfish deal. I don't remember things for myself that I either want or have done or whatever. I'm not sure as hell not going to remember what you want. No offense.
It's not like April 9th. She says something, you're like, oh, wait a second, let me just pull up.
I know my wife does this, though.
Just write that down.
She does.
Does she?
Oh, whenever I mention things, I can tell that she's, because I get them for Christmas.
Well,
and I may have talked to them about, 4 months ago.
Well, it's a good thing that you didn't buy it for yourself 4 months ago.
I learned my lesson the hard way one year. I wanted something real bad. And I made mention about it. I'm like, this thing is awesome. I gotta have this thing. And people are like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, yeah,
Okay, cool.
And then like a couple months go by, and then I'm like, I have a job. I have money. I could buy this thing on my own. Screw this. I ain't gonna sit there and wait another 4 more months.
I'm not going to beg people.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and wait another 4 more months for Christmas to come around and then have the 50-50 chance that they actually picked it up. So I buy it. So I pick it up, and I bought it, and I'm having fun with it. And then the person comes over, and they're like, whoa, what happened?
What happened?
I bought it.
What do you mean with
Yeah.
what happened
It's
with
like
what?
the second week of Christmas, and then they're like, I'm having a great time with it. They're like, okay, all right, cool, and they get off like weird about it, like, oh, okay, and I have to go. I have to go return some films. Like, well, and then they don't come over to Christmas, and then they, what happened? And then they tell you, I bought the thing for you, and you bought it your own because you're an a-hole.
I mean, worst case scenario, like always get. I mean, and you wouldn't do this for a wife, and you wouldn't do this for a husband. But I mean, gift cards, people. Gift cards always, because I mean, if there's a place where somebody wants to go and they've already bought something for themselves, guess what? They're just going to go buy something else.
Yeah. Here's the thing I prefer a gift card.
No, I don't.
I only prefer a gift card for a few different reasons. One, like, if you get a gift card for somebody at a store that they might like, or if it's like one of those universal ones, that person can get whatever they would desire, and you don't have to take a guess. Like, all right, I know that Rob likes this. I don't know if he's going to like this version of it or this type of thing of it, so I'm just going to get him a gift card.
So I shouldn't get you a book this year, then I'll just give you a gift card.
No, you can give me a book if you want.
No, you just said you want a gift card.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't say I wanted one.
Let me write that down so I can remind myself.
Gift
card.
C
Jared.
A.
Yeah. I'm getting one of those universal ones, so I don't have to put any thought whatsoever.
Oh, there you go.
Into it. There you go.
Get them like the American Express or like the Visa Vanilla or whatever the hell they're called. I can't remember.
It's so simple. I don't have to think
You
hard
can
about
pick the friggin' things up at Stop and Shop, and then you're good.
I'll give them a bag of chips to go with it.
I can give him some boxer shorts, but we all know how that ends up. He doesn't use them.
What do you use them
He
for?
could wrap his gift cards in them.
Right. You wear them, sir.
Just saying it's easier. It's a little easier to purchase for somebody.
It's definitely easier.
You know,
and again, it's easier for somebody who's not an immediate relative or friend or whatever.
Well enough, but if you know somebody well enough, you should try and match the.
You should try to get into it a little bit more than that. Yeah. Like, you know.
I think Steve's challenging you. If Steve gets a gift card from you, he's going to be pissed. That's pretty much where this is headed. You realize that, right?
Well, you can't return them, so I'm
You
screwed.
need to put some thought into this. If it's to someplace good, give it to me. And if it's not, well, I don't know what to tell you.
I remember that one gift card I got you, though. You enjoyed that one.
Well, yeah.
That was
because it was
great.
to Best Buy.
No.
You can't.
No. I got you another one.
Oh, the Criterion one.
The Criterion one.
That was fantastic.
I knew you like films, but I knew that you're not as obsessed as I am about it. I was like, well, maybe he could find something in that collection that he might enjoy.
Which I did. I don't remember what it was, but it was great. I can tell you right away it was great.
And I got you a gift card, and I had it. You can get them personalized.
Oh, that was hilarious. I still have that email somewhere. I don't know where it is.
And I had written a script, and I given it to Rob, and there was a line in it that he fell over with. He was like, "This is a hilarious line." So I put
the best thing in the whole thing.
Yeah. So I put the line in as the sender.
Oh.
He gets an email. I'll have to tell you the rest of it off
and
air.
It was so and you should have seen the look of bewilderment on my face, because when I first started reading the email, I was like, what the heck is this? You know, like I'm just trying to figure it out, and then I was like, ew.
It was always
because I didn't realize at first it was from you, and I thought Criterion was sending me something directly, and they were saying that, and I was like, the fourth wall is broken, and there's a glitch in the Matrix, and I think I'm going to die. Yeah. Oh, Jared sent this to me. I got it. It's good.
I'll tell you what the line was off air, because it's a very colorful line.
And I'm going to tell you, Steve, it's not even going to be as funny in the retelling. It's one of those things like you almost have to be there and had to experience the
I
whole...
tell people that all the time. They're like, that's great. Because I set it up that way. Like, I wrote a script. Rob really liked the line out of it, so I lifted the line from the script and I put it in the gift card, and it knocked them out.
Try to see if somewhere along the way, if you can, not that I'm asking for more gifts, but if you ever decide to do something like that again, try to work in, let me get my coat and hat. If you could manage to do that in some way.
That was another line I wrote in a
challenge.
In a
challenge
manuscript.
Challenge thrown down. If you want to pick it up, that's up to you.
That was good. I gotta figure that part out.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good part.
Yeah, not for this season. You can think about it. Treat that as a takeaway, sir. It's a takeaway. Oh, last block of classic rock coming up. 508-531-1303. Fleetwood Mac on deck. You get SNS on BIM.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors. Hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and Mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on BIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, I would say about ready to pack it up, but Steve and Jared have already packed it up.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Well, we close at 11.
Standing there with their coats on and everything.
We close at 11.
Well, it's 10:52, sir. It's 10:52.
Ha! We close at 11.
Yes, I know that. It's 10:52.
So what time next week?
Okay, so here's the thing. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about that in this segment anyway. So we're definitely going on as early as 3 because we're pretty confident that John Coons probably is not going to be back this semester. We hope he's going to be feeling better and back next semester. But Mike Holmes, who normally does either the 3 to 5 or the 3 to 7, has to work next weekend, so he's not going to be here.
Okay.
And he already informed me of this. He's good. So he said, why don't you guys come on in at 3 because you know that it's going to be open. He also said come in at least at 3 because next week is the, I believe it's when the kind of optional time frame starts to kick in. So he's fairly certain that the 1 to 3 people may not even be here.
No.
So it's one of those things where we could come in maybe as early as we wanted to try, but definitely we would be here by at least 3 o'clock. So if we could come in and do 3 to 11, we could do an 8-hour show.
And that's the last episode before the mid-season break,
That's it.
right?
Yes. Next week's our last one for about a month.
It's the 10th next week, yeah?
10th next week. Yep. And then
poo.
why?
Because I've committed to do something on the afternoon of the 10th. Because, no, hang on. No, sorry. I have the 10th off.
Oh, okay.
So the commitment I have made to the wife,
Yeah.
I could do earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And then that'd be great because I was thinking 3 would be awkward for me because I get home at 2. I'd
Sure.
have to turn around and come straight here.
Right.
But I'm off next week.
Okay.
So that's perfect.
So if you guys want to aim for 3, I'd say 3 is a reasonable
Yeah.
time.
All right, I'll get
Sounds
you a
good
2.
to me. So that works for me.
Okay.
And we'll do it that way. It's going to be an 8-hour Saturday night soundtrack. It'll be a Saturday afternoon, and then evening, and then night soundtrack.
A full Saturday.
It'll be fantastic.
A
We
real show.
We got to load you up. We got to fill you full of us.
Yes.
Before we
full of
This
me.
is kind of continue from the very first
before we
section,
go.
isn't it?
Yeah. Look how the show comes full circle. Look at this. I'm hoping
full quality show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping
One low price.
that I didn't goof up anybody, but I'm sure somebody's probably going to be goofed up because I had to change the password on this PC when I came in here today because the thing was expired. I couldn't get into it. The password was completely expired. So I just put in the old password and the new one. I left a big note here saying what I made it, and then basically just said, you guys can change it back to whatever you see fit, but if you need to get into the computer,
We're going to come here, the doors are shut, you guys aren't allowed.
here's exactly how to do it. So I left a handwritten note. Can't do much more than that.
No.
You guys are my witnesses. There's the note.
Okay, well, just before we leave, just grab the note.
Did the guy before us not use that? Is that the problem?
Yeah, no, he doesn't use that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Quality show?
heading out, one last song for the evening. Scott Weiland passed away 1 year ago today.
Oh, really?
Gross.
Yes. So
He's well missed.
yeah. Well, here we go. Wow. So to close it out and to pay some respects,
It's well missed like a fart in an elevator.
especially in light of that, here's some Stone Temple Pilots for you to close it out. Here's Sour Girl, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Once again, we will be back next week for the last show of the semester. It's going to be 3 to 11, so it'll be a long one. We'll be here for you. You can get our requests and Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, and follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. See you next week. Bye.
Turned away